12 tips for self-forgiveness. How to forgive yourself. Making peace and moving forward is often easier said than done. Being able to forgive yourself requires empathy, compassion, kindness, and understanding. It also requires you to accept that forgiveness is a choice. Whether you're trying to work through a minor mistake or one that impacts all areas of your life, the steps you need to take in order to forgive yourself will look and feel the same. All of us make mistakes at times. As humans, we are imperfect. The trick, says Arlen Englander, is to learn and move on from our mistakes. As painful and uncomfortable as it may feel, there are things in life that are worth enduring the pain for in order to move forward, and forgiving yourself is one of them. Here are 12 tips you can try the next time you want to forgive yourself. 1. Focus on your emotions. One of the first steps in learning how to forgive yourself is to focus on your emotions. Before you can move forward, you need to acknowledge and process your emotions. Trusted source. Give yourself permission to recognize and accept the feelings that have been triggered in you and welcome them. 2. Acknowledge the mistake out loud. If you make a mistake and continue to struggle with letting it go, acknowledge out loud what you learned from the mistake. When you give a voice to the thoughts in your head and the emotions in your heart, you may free yourself from some of the burdens. You also imprint in your mind what you learned from your actions and consequences. 3. Think of each mistake as a learning experience. Englander says to think of each mistake as a learning experience that holds the key to moving forward faster and more consistently in the future. Reminding ourselves that we did the best we could with the tools and knowledge we had at the time will help us forgive ourselves and move forward. 4. Give yourself permission to put this process on hold. If you make a mistake but have a hard time putting it out of your mind, Pickle says to visualize your thoughts and feelings about the mistake going into a container such as a mason jar or box. Then tell yourself you are putting this aside for now and will return to it if and when it will benefit you. 5. Have a conversation with your inner critic. Journaling can help you understand your inner critic and develop self-compassion. Pickle says one thing you can do is write out a conversation between you and your inner critic. This can help you identify thought patterns that are sabotaging your ability to forgive yourself. You can also use journaling time to make a list of the qualities you like about yourself, including your strengths and skills. This can help boost your self-confidence when you are feeling down about a mistake you made. 6. Notice when you are being self-critical. We are our own worst critics, right? That's why Pickle says one important action tip is to notice when that harsh voice comes in and then write it down. You might be surprised by what your inner critic actually says to you. 7. Quiet the negative messages of your inner critic. Sometimes it can be difficult to recognize the thoughts that are getting in the way of forgiveness. If you are struggling to sort out your inner critic, Pickle suggests this exercise. On one side of a piece of paper, write down what your inner critic says. On the other side of the paper, write a self-compassionate and rational response for each thing you wrote on the other side of the paper. 8. Get clear about what you want. If the mistake you made hurt another person, you need to determine the best course of action. Do you want to talk to this person and apologize? Is it important to reconcile with them and make amends? This goes beyond saying sorry to a person you've hurt. Instead, try to fix the mistake you've made. One study found that forgiving ourselves for hurting another is easier if we first make amends. 9. Take your own advice. Oftentimes, it's easier to tell someone else what to do than to take our own advice. Licensed marriage and family therapist Heidi McBain says to ask yourself what you would tell your best friend if they were sharing this mistake they made with you, and then take your own advice. If you are having a difficult time working through this in your head, it can help to role play with your friend. Ask them to take on your mistake. They will tell you what happened and how they are struggling to forgive themselves. You get to be the advice giver and practice telling your friend how to move on. 10. Quit playing the tape. It's human nature to spend time and energy replaying our mistakes. While some processing is important, going over what happened again and again and again won't allow you to take the proper steps to forgive yourself. When you catch yourself playing the "I am a horrible person" tape, stop yourself and focus on one positive action step. For example, instead of replaying the tape, take 3 deep breaths or go for a walk. Interrupting the thought pattern can help you move away from the negative experience and reduce stress and anxiety. Trusted source. 11. Show kindness and compassion. If your first response to a negative situation is to criticize yourself, it's time to show yourself some kindness and compassion. The only way to begin the journey to forgiveness is to be kind and compassionate with yourself. This takes time, patience, and a reminder to yourself that you are worthy of forgiveness. 12. Seek professional help. If you are struggling to forgive yourself, you may benefit from talking to a professional. McBain recommends talking to a counselor or a coach or a therapist who can help you learn how to break these unhealthy patterns in your life and learn new and healthier ways of coping with mistakes. If you learned whatsoever and if you enjoyed this video, please do hit the thumbs up button and the notifications button next to it, because this year I'm dedicated to make videos twice a week to make you accountable and to make it your best year ever. For now, I'm signing out.